Hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Tarot Play Date. So good to see so many people waiting already. All right. So first things first, let me just get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. Well, it's not really housekeeping. I don't know what you'd call it. But I do have a bit of a kind of terrible cold. So I'm going to do my very best to blow my nose as a little on camera as possible. But hopefully you will forgive me in advance. I did not want to cancel Tarot Play Date at the last minute. So we are rallying today, steadily moving forward as the Knight of Pentacles from last week would have me do. All right. So I'm going to say some hellos to folks. So Morella was the first one in the room today. Hi, Morella. We have Emma. Yes, I'm so close, Emma. We're right there. We're right on the cusp. Nancy, hi. Hello, Jilly Little Zen Crone. Sandra, the Whispering Well. I'm so glad to see you back this week. Jamie, hello. Jen, the Middle-Aged Baby Witch. Maharet and Michelle. Kiana, Gracia. Let's see. Oh, I think I said Nancy. Nancy's looking for a major again. You know, you just never know, do we? Diane's here. Hi. Elle, Mateo daughter. Hello, hello. Elizabeth. I think I said Maharet. Wendy. Vicky. Hi. Tyken Light Moon. Hello, hello. Robin, Toadstool Tarot. Hey, you're here right at the beginning. Aslog Aaron you are a new name to me, so hi and welcome. Hi, Becca. Oh, I can't skip all your little kissy faces. Simon, hi. The Bastet 777, otherwise affectionately known as Bastet to me. All right, did I get everyone who's in here so far who said hi? If I missed, oh, Aquarius Al, I did. I went right by you. And Anne, what happened? Oh, Jen Ball, Brenda. Okay, my chat must have jumped on me. All right, if I missed you, if I missed anyone coming in, big hello to everyone. I'm so glad to see you. Let's see. Jilly is asking, are you asking me something about Arizona? I'm back from, well, obviously I'm back from Arizona. Oh, did I get the cold in Arizona? Yes, yes, we are blaming them completely, 100%. All right, yeah, one of my team members, he had a cold, and I think they've had something going around the office, and I just got over the last one, but it's that time of year, is it not? Excuse me. Here we go. All right, I'm going to take a sip of tea. While I do, did anyone have last week's Knight of Pentacles show up for them in any particular way this week? I noticed that I forever wear, yeah, we tend to overlap a bit, I think, every week. What was I going to say? Oh, cold, muddy brain. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, activities. I don't think I saw any of us, and I'm holding me primarily responsible for this, like do or post any of the activities in the Facebook group or on Instagram. Maybe they weren't that inspiring. I was out of town all week, so that's my excuse this week, but you know I've got one every week. I want to be better. Better about having, getting to tell you guys about my experiences with some of these activities. Let's see, did anybody else sneak in on me? So Al just posted a link to our Tarot Playdate Facebook group. We tried to make it a little bit easier for people to join. We had an issue with some people not seeing the final, like, do you agree to the rules checkbox or whatever the heck, you get a little toggle that you display the rules. So we just kind of moved that up into the questions like, do you agree to read and adhere to the rules, which are the normal ones, just be nice to people, really. So yeah, so if you'd like to join, please do. We'd love to have you. Just don't forget to answer those questions. So Jilly at Little Zen Crone says, I opened the box that my Druid craft is in, and the King of Pentacles was right on top. You know, I felt like this guy really showed up for me in my work this week because I was down with my team in Phoenix, and usually I work with them remotely. You know, I have to lead this team. And this week I really felt like slow and steady was the way to go. Being a really stable leader for them is what I needed to do. Sometimes, you know, you kind of need to charge ahead like our Knight of Swords, but I really embraced my Knight of Pentacles vibe, and I think it worked out for me pretty well. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Groon. Oh gosh, let's see, who else do we, Brenda is in here. Frankly Tarot, hello. France Claire, did anybody else sneak in on me? I'm so glad to see everybody. All right, are we ready to start collecting our questions so we can get to drawing? Hi, Julia. Excuse me. All right, so as we do every week, before we draw our card, oh, your tarot deck finally arrived, Gracia. The Knight of Pentacles helped get it there. Did I say twice hello, Brenda? I have cold brain, you know. I'm just doubly happy to see you. That's what it is. All right, so as we do every week, let's gather 5 questions that we want to ask our card this week, or the deck this week with the cards we have remaining, and we can use those to help us interpret our card that we draw. All right, Gwen is on the ball with any advice to tackle this Valentine's Day. So advice for the, I'm going to say the upcoming Valentine's Day. Yeah, Simon, I saw you post on Facebook and elsewhere about the crazy storm in the UK. I hope everybody's staying inside and dry. Let's see, do we have... Your tarot decks blew out the window? Oh, no. Elle, I hope you keep the ones you don't like as well. At or by the window. Oh, Simon had a question way up here. How can we kick the ick out of the last of winter? All right, I like it. How can we kick the ick, including my cold, out of the last of winter? We are all ready for spring, aren't we? I mean, I shouldn't speak for everybody, but I feel like that's a consensus I feel okay speaking to. Oh my gosh, my voice is way worse than it was yesterday. Okay, let's see. Did I miss any? Oh, computer crash. That's not good. Oh, hi, Lori. Welcome in. Guys, I need 3 more questions. I know you guys had a ton last week that we didn't ask. Last week, does anyone want to bring them back? We're all worried about Elle's decks. Okay, yeah, I got yours, Simon. Did I miss any others? I like the all caps. That really helps me to see them, so thank you. Leap year advice. Advice for leap year. How do you want me to phrase that? Let's see. Advice for... How do we want to phrase that? I need help with my cold brain. For the leap year. We'll just phrase it like that. We'll get a nice year ahead look, right? Okay. How best to approach family issues this week? Frankly Tarot. Okay, that's 4. Excuse me. How best to approach family issues this week? So Michelle and Gwen have good ones. All right, I'm going to go with Michelle's this week. But Gwen, bring that back next week. I love that question about the shadow side. How can I care for myself? Okay, so this one was Michelle. I'm going to try and write these down. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Okay, this was Simon. This was Robin. Okay, Frankly Tarot gave us the family issues. And my first one, was that Gwen? It's the first one. Yes. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Let's get to shuffling and find out what we got. Oh, okay. Foreverwhere and Brenda. And sorry, I missed your question up there, Anne, when you, because it wasn't in all caps. I'm sorry. So bring them back next week. These are all great questions. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of tea, and then we are going to shuffle. I don't think I've hit 1,000 yet. I'm about 3 away, Julia. It's really close. And Elle and I were brainstorming on what we can do to celebrate because we want to do something, but I don't want it to be like the same old, same old. Hey, Brian. Welcome in. This mug, I love this mug so much. This is by a company called Healing Touch Pottery. And as you can see, it's got a crystal in here. It's a rose quartz, and I just love it so much. All right. Advice for the upcoming Valentine's Day. How can we take the ick out of the last of winter? Advice for the leap year. How best to approach family issues this week. Heather, I said hi to you, right? And then how can I care for myself? I like these. We got a nice variety of questions. All right. It would be our last night if we got that one, wouldn't it, Kiana? Excuse me. I was really hoping not to do that today during play date, but with all the talking. Oh, thank you, Brenda. 2 away. We're going to get there. I'm patient, like the Knight of Pentacles. All right. All right, you guys. For those of you who have been wishing and dreaming, not only did we get a major, we got ourselves the world. I mean, if that's not a place to start, right at the end of the major arcana, I don't know what is. So here we are with the world. You know, and I think this has a lot to do with the questions you asked this week. Gwen, is this speaking to you in a particular way? So this is really fun. How are you guys all feeling about the card that we pulled today? I'm getting an overall happiness. So despite the fact that I'm sick, at least I didn't draw some terrible card. Winter is coming and we're heading into spring, says Jilly. Anybody disappointed to see the world card? I mean, how could you? This is one of the best cards in the whole deck. Completion, all-encompassing, says Aquarius Al. Vicky, your stalker card? There are worse cards to have stalk you, I imagine. Oh, so Ella's looking forward to hearing what you guys all have to say about this because it can be a difficult one. Hi, Hilda. Welcome. I'm so happy to see new people here, especially when you pipe up and tell me. You're disappointed to see the world card, Brian, or am I misunderstanding that me? End of a cycle, says Gwen. Yeah, that was Gwen. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm going to be okay. Nobody is disappointed to see this card. All right. The world is waiting to take notice of you. So shine, people. Yes, and shine here on Tarot Playdate. All right, so let's talk about what kind of our first impressions. What are the initial keywords and phrases that come to mind when we see this card? You know, we've seen completion, the end of a cycle. You know, to me, not only is this like reaching the end of a cycle, but it's like the height of something, right? So not only the end, but the height, it feels like. This feels like such a card of celebration to me. I'm sure the big ginormous wreath helps with that, but yeah, Heather said, or this could be the beginning of a cycle, depending on your perspective. Definitely. Oh, hi, Val. If I missed anybody who's come in, and especially if you said something in chat and I didn't say hi, hello, an extra special. Some people got 2 hellos, some people, so maybe they stole your hellos. What else do we have? Completion of a dream or a goal, says Hilda. Yes. Emma, the highest form of victory and happiness. Exactly. I can't wait to get into the symbols and the symbology in this card too, but I wanna stay focused on the big picture here. Kiana, success and fulfillment, high attainment, inner and outer reconciliation, shine bright like a diamond. I'm not gonna try to sing today because it would be very bad, very bad. Let's see. Thank you. Well, I'm sorry. At least you know you can't catch my cold through the camera, right? Jilly says, this card to me is about surviving and thriving. Yes, I'll take some of that this week. Robin says, this card has me jumping through hoops. If you can't master the hula hoop, at least you can jump through it. True. You know, there are different ways. different ways to get through our obstacles and over the hurdles or under the hurdles or through the hurdles. Wendy says it's time to step into something new as the last project or cycle has now been completed. Okay, Brian's going to make sure he doesn't catch my cold. The big picture, the little crap isn't important, Elle. I love that, right? This kind of says, look at it from the big, overall, universal perspective. A lot of time we see this card represented as the universe instead of just the world, right? It's getting us outside of ourselves, I think, a bit. Yes, there is so much symbolism in this, Jamie. Brenda says, we got to think outside the box, or the circle in this case, right? Yeah, we're going to have some fun with the symbols in this card. Anybody have their ultimate guide to the Rider-Waite Tarot handy? I have it handy. Thank you for everywhere. You know, this really is one of the best parts of my week. And I had to choose today. I was supposed to go to a Broadway show with my son today. The touring show is frozen this week. And I ended up sending him and his fiance on a date night tonight. So they are going to go enjoy it so that I don't gross out the other theater attendees. The universe has your back, says Gwen. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, thanks, Jen. We're rallying together. It's a lot easier to do it with the company of good friends, you know? Robin says, when you do your tricks, you have an audience, right? She's twirling those batons. All right, I'm going to pull this up close, let you guys get a really good look at everything in this card, and then we can talk about symbolism and symbols and all the good stuff. So much good stuff. All right, Simon, the woman represents, a man must see himself in the woman to understand the world, and a woman must see herself in the world to understand herself. Oh, I love that so much. Hi, Elena, welcome in. The rods have some kind of alchemical reference. Joy in the circle of life, says Anne. Robin says, bear your breasts and put your best foot forward. Be bold. Yes. All right, so this is where I'm going to need some help with my fellow study group peoples. So we have down here, we have the lion here, and then it's not just a cat. What is that animal? That's not a ram because they have curly horns. Then we have a human. Then we have what looks like an eagle or a hawk. Anybody know exactly what? I should probably pull out my book so I don't sound like it's. Oh, a bull. Yes, a big male cow. Yes, you can tell I don't get into as much the animals. Okay, we get to blame every stupid thing I say today on my cold and then forget all about it. Okay, so let's find out. Okay, why does the book not go in order? Oh, it does. Taurus. I know, Al. It's all right. Okay, so we have in the four corners. Let's see. Number 5 is the 4 elements. All right. How are our 4 elements represented? Okay, so this seems like air. Oh yeah, our fiery Leo. Is the bowl the earth? And this is cups. I mean, water. Oh, good grief, Jennifer. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say this is air, fire, earth, and water. Am I right? You tell me if I'm wrong. Clearly, I needed to study the world card today. My goodness. And in older decks, it was the 4 apostles, says forever. I know. I'll use it to my advantage. I'll admit it too, though. Let's see here. What are we saying? Each animal represents the elements and therefore the suits. Hi, Marge. Or Dana's completely healed. Oh, I guess that's the whole thing. All right. The human is the angel Raphael. Okay, good. Or usually. Hi, Kay. Welcome in. All right. So we have the 4 suits, the 4 elements. Now we have the wreath. right? The big, gigantic wreath. So, you know, obviously wreaths often stand for victory. Does anybody else have other meanings for the wreath other than victory? All right, Kiana's going to help me out here. The angel is Aquarius air. The bull is Taurus earth. The eagle, Scorpio water. Oh, I had these two backwards. And then the lion is Leo fire. Okay. I would never think about the eagle being water, but that makes sense with that being the sign for Scorpio. Excuse me. I know that's so loud through this webcam microphone too. Completion for the wreath or the garland. Protection and success, says Jamie. Kind of reminds me of an Ouroboros, says Elle. Yeah, a lot of times we see that a similar shape. The 4 fixed zodiac signs. So the fixed signs in the zodiac, what does that mean? I'm not enough of a into it. I mean, I'm interested in astrology, but I'm still way in the beginning of my learning as I am with so many things. What are the fixed signs? What does that mean? Grun says wreath represented the thorns worn by Christ on the cross. Oh, it's not too loud. Okay, that's good, Elle. Thank you. No beginning and no end, says Kay. Simon says the wreath and center image represent the 5th element, spirit. So we have our 4 elements plus spirit for the 5th. I like that. Okay, the unending circle of life. What are the wands in her hand? So, yeah, to me, these have always looked like batons, but I know they've been referred to as wands. So here in the book, the 2 wands, this references back to the magician carries a single wand, the world 2. With 2, the 4 elements can be brought together like the sign of the cross. Oh, I see. Negative inconsistencies remain. So it has kind of a negative meaning to this. I don't know if that helps, but yeah, I remember there being reference to the magician's wand with this card in particular. Any other things that you guys note about this card? So what do we think, just the fact, and I know in most cases, like her nudity, the sash that's wrapped around her, is that a vulnerability, a confidence? What do we think that's about? Elle says, our eyes are now open to truth within the circle, the society world as we know it, system of oppression, and within ourselves. The wreath has a great history. Yeah, so Simon is saying too, the batons come together to form a cross, the 4 elements. Okay, here's my first nose. I'm going to try and go out of frame, but leave this here while I blow my nose. Okay, I can do this. I can keep the yuck off camera to some degree. Michelle says, reaching life's goal. Nudity is vulnerability in tarot, says Marge. It's kind of how I usually see it. Okay, Anne, thank you. Fixed signs equals full strength of the sign. Cardinal, potential, mutable, changeable. Not a very good way to describe. No, but that's helping. Thank you. Signs that are stable, determined, and persistent, says Heather. The nakedness is meant to represent naked or bare truth, reaching a state of complete happiness. Okay, Elle, outside of the wreath, veil of perception, divinity, etc. Heather, I can't claim, or I can't blame anybody who's running a little slow. I'm a half with it today. Frankly, Tarot says, I see nudity as nothing to hide. So being very, what's the word I want? Authentic, maybe? Shawl symbolizes evolution, says Vicky. An unfurled toga, open to peace. I just read that the red ribbons correspond to the lemniscate, but there are 2 of them, as above, so below, perhaps. Right? And the way that they are wrapped around the wreath, I think, maybe, or the garland, as some would say. So you can see those actually do form the lemniscate infinity symbol, if you can visualize what it looks like on the back. The flow of things, says Gwen. Oh, Michelle, you were talking about the wreath with the complete happiness, comfortable in your own skin or in our own skin. Yes. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing pretty good on time here today. All right, any other thoughts before we start looking at other versions of this card? This could be really interesting to see what comes up with the decks that I have. Kay says this is also the last major arcana card, so it can symbolize the end of something and ready to start something new. Absolutely. L, the human in the center used to be more biologically ambiguous gender-wise in older decks. Oh, that's interesting. Was it also nude in those older decks? The red ribbons as the marriage of all elements, says Gwen. And the sash is the DNA helix. It does kind of look spirally like that, doesn't it? All right, I'm going to set this down for just a minute. And then you guys keep the ideas coming. There's nothing behind but open blue sky, right? So we have the elements represented in these little clouds, but I think that's just meant to kind of indicate an etherealness, not necessarily clouds as we would normally interpret them literally. There weren't any, yeah, there weren't anything to indicate that it was female over male. Simon hit on the basic meaning for our love question. Yeah, we're going to come back to that too, though. The fool has completed his journey, so is now put into practice what he has learned. Simon says, oh, which correspond with that comment I posted. Oh, with the kind of gender and ambiguity. So if I roll back to, with that being the wreath and the center element, Simon, is that what you meant? Tarot lover, this is we study the cards together every week. So not doing readings. A lot of people think the fabric conceals male genitals and the figure is hermaphrodite. Oh, that's interesting. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So I got that right. All right. I'm going to take, I'm going to set this down. I'm going to quickly dab so that I don't have my nose running. And we can start looking at some of our other cards and answering some of our questions. Hopefully you guys are enjoying our major so far. Forever Wear, seeing the world from an androgynous view, one sees a non-dual view of the world. Oh, about a man. Oh, yes, that's right. About a man needing to see himself in a woman and the woman seeing herself in the world. I love that. Can you tell? That one's going to stick despite the cold. All right. So as I do every week, for those of you who are new here, ahead of Tarot Playdate, I randomly draw 5 decks from my collection using like a random name generator. And then we look at the same card from those other decks to see if we can expand our understanding of the card, stretch ourselves, challenge ourselves in many cases. So I like to do that. Okay, this week I have for our first alternative card. Anybody recognize these backs? This deck is shown on my channel a lot, but it hasn't come up yet for Tarot Playdate. And this is the Morgan Greer. Gwen, yes, embracing our feminine and masculine. All right. So this isn't a whole lot different, I would say. And I mean, that's fairly true with the Morgan Greer, but here is our Morgan, I mean, from the original RWS. Here is our world card from the Morgan Greer. I don't think, the imagery on this is so bold, I don't think I need to really pull it super close, but let me know if you want to see anything closer. So does anybody feel or notice anything different in this card that kind of speaks to them in a different way? There are a couple things that I notice. The elements looking outward instead of inward. Yes. Right, I definitely see that. Are those stars behind the woman? Yeah, I would say so. It looks to me like this is more a card in the universe rather than in maybe sort of a more earthly atmosphere with this blue sky. This wreath looks more alive and wreathy instead of ropey. Yes, it feels fluffier. I also noticed there's only one red ribbon. So we don't have one at the bottom like we did in the other. I have this one in the tin as well, Wendy. It goes with me everywhere, so I always have it. The figure looking to the frontier. Yeah, so one thing too, this figure, our woman in the middle, this one I think is clearly a woman. She's looking straight ahead versus kind of over the shoulder, like in the original. Perhaps hinting at our outlook instead of looking inward, says Robin. Yes. Red ribbons are usually symbolic of fate, Elle. Thank you for that. The elements seem protective of the figure with them looking inward. Oh, on this one? See, and I almost think it feels like they're more guarding, looking outward. That's interesting. Could the timing for the world card be in December since there is a wreath? I don't know. Do we think there's any correlation between the Christmas wreath, say, and this imagery that we see in the tarot? Wendy says, with the purple sash, I always see purple as connecting to spirit. Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's what you meant, Forever. We're saying the same thing. Got it. Got it. All right, sorry. One more dab at my nose. I took cold medicine, but Emma says, I wonder if the white behind her is actually snow rather than stars. So you could certainly look at it that way, couldn't you? Maybe snow falling at dusk. Come on. There we go. That's another way you could look at it. The sash seems to be growing out of the wreath. Also too, it looks like this figure's hair turns into the sash is something that I kind of notice. You see like here, like that slight coloration change from that color of hair into the sash. Yeah. The image looks more balanced in terms of symmetry. Thank you, Kay. I will. I'll feel better. These, colds pass. So Jen, you were noticing that too. Connecting them all. They do look more connected, right? More like physically connected in this particular image. There are no snow or stars outside the wreath, right? So inside we have sort of those white. Now there's sort of a black. They're black, but I don't know if that's card printing, but I don't think so. But then in the middle we have the white. That could be interesting to think about and interpret. The position of the legs reflect the hangman. Yes, that's something that I noticed quite a bit, is referenced in the tarot for sure. The red ribbons form the infinity symbol. Yep. So our first question this week was, what is our advice for the upcoming Valentine's Day? So how would the world help us? What advice does the world give us for dealing with or approaching the upcoming Valentine's Day? Okay, I'm going to read some of these other responses too. So legs, the leg formation here, one leg straight and the other crossed at a right angle is symbolic of a crossroads that we all reach and our ability to choose what we desire for ourselves. I love that, Marge. Gwen, the universe inside ourselves. Oh, I really like that too. With the stars on the inside. Yes. I'll ask, I wonder why the artist chose to put the line and bowl overlapping instead of apart like the other two. Yeah, and these ones are more kind of centered. Does it make it feel more grounding, perhaps? I don't know. With fire and earth? I don't know. Let's see, what else do we have? Abundance Tarot, hello. People have got a lot of great feedback today, as always. So Robin says, for the Valentine's Day question, open yourself up to possibilities, but remain modest. Yeah. Well, this is a lot less modest than what I usually am. So maybe I need to be even more open. I like that. Elle says, you're a goddess, you're the world. Simon says, just a normal day for me. I'll just face the world. That is one way you can interpret this. The Ultimate Guide has an interesting entry about the world of the woman. Yeah, so if you guys haven't read this has lots of good stuff in it. But I don't want to just read from this because that wouldn't be any fun for us, now would it? But snippets are great. Anybody else know how to answer the question, advice for the upcoming Valentine's Day using this card as our guide? I know some people don't love Valentine's Day and other people really love it. So how much of our own initial bias do you think we bring when we ask a question like that? Robin says, I always read the world card as stepping out into the world. I actually think that's a great way to look at it. You know, sometimes we just need to step out with that foot, right? All right. See, Bassett says, enjoy the day and feel all the elements protecting you and your feelings. Oh, I like that. Yeah, bringing in those elements. Yes, yes, yes. All right, are we ready for a next card? Grun says, my advice, bring on the red rope. That could be taken so many ways. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right, I'm going to set that deck to the side. We'll do a quick nose check. So sorry if you heard me blow my nose. Okay, next deck. Let's do, how about the slow tarot? Oh, people had a bunch of ideas while I was looking away for just a moment. And enjoy and celebrate the love you found in the world. Heather says, I'm so ambiguous about Valentine's Day that I don't feel like I need to approach it in any way, which probably affects how I'm seeing the card, right? Sometimes we do our own initial thoughts and ideas will often influence how we read the cards. Could the inside of the wreath be our internal world, which is why we can't see the snow, and the 4 signs are an outside representing the external world? Yeah, I really like that concept. I think somebody else was indicating to that as well. There's bigger shit going on than a commercialized holiday. If you don't have a date, don't let it get you down. Gwen, yes, let's embrace our inner goddess, release the old, and start a new cycle. Ambivalent versus, yes, that makes brain, or that makes brain. Clearly, you and I are in the same boat today, Heather, for very different reasons. Yeah, my message for the day, blow your nose, but don't blow your cool. Thanks, Robin. Gracia, world of possibilities. When you're open to the new things, you can find something great. I think that is so true. All right. This is really different in the slow tarot. Excuse me. I'm going to just keep saying that a zillion times. All right, here is our world card in the slow tarot. These are the backs, by the way, if you haven't seen this deck. This is a deck I really sat on for a long time before I finally bought it, and I'm so glad I did. So this is not at all our typical imagery. Oh, Emma had something here too. Aim for your own inner victories and completion without feeling the need for another person to complete you. The universe is with you and within you, I think. Yes, I like that a lot, Emma. This one speaks much more to the universe than the world. You know, it's funny, when I look at this card, I almost expect it to say the universe at the bottom, but it still just says the world. But it's, you know, it's like a contraption that's within the world looking at the universe. So Frankly Tarot says, ultimate knowledge and understanding of your world, precise navigation required. Excuse me. Robin says, it reminds me of a Fleetwood Mac song called World Keeps Turning. Right? Here, it's almost like we can see, I think, more energy and movement with the idea that these are, you know, these planets here are spinning around each other. And this one here, I just think this is so pretty. With this candle in a globe that looks like a planet. You know, we have the Earth down here. A lot going on here. Elle thinks of the British Science Museum. The universe timing, says Gwen. Yeah, I haven't been to the British Science Museum. We have a pretty good science museum in Seattle, but it's been quite a long time since I've been there. That's the sun, right? All the planets circling the light. Yes, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I even like here that they show like the moons that are orbiting each planet, right? So there's our moon. and all the different moons. They've even incorporated that, which I think is really amazing. Am I hallucinating or seeing a cat playing with a ball at the bottom? I think that's a shadow of the gears, but I can see where you saw that. Oh, by the way, somebody who was talking about like the bird, I think it was Emma, who pointed out the bird on the Knight of Swords. When I watched Tarot Playdate back, because I was finally making my notes yesterday, I saw like what looked like the bird. I was like, oh, I finally saw it. All right, Julia's seeing Christmas decorations with this one. Hi, White Tree Tarot. Yes, we finally got a major. It does look like a cat in the shadow. I can totally see what you're saying there. Let's see. The universe and the world are vast, but ultimately interconnected, says Jen. Yes. Jupiter and Saturn are the planets for RWS. You are the center of your own universe, says Heather. So it's very true. And we have to remember, too, we're part of a much bigger thing, right? All right, so our shadow. I'm going to watch this back and just cringe the whole time. Elle says, all those planets orbiting, doing their own thing together make up the universe. Yes. So, oh, this is an interesting question for this card. How can we kick the ick out of the last of winter? So how can our world card advise us on how we can make it through the last of winter as we look toward spring? Thank you, Julia. Find your inner light and you will see all the wonderful things around you, says Bastet. Anybody have ideas on how this can help us kick the ick out of last winter, or the last of winter? Wendy says the candle reminds me of the ever-burning light, which I put out accidentally trying to light something. Oh, she left me with a cliffhanger. Literal get moving, says Groon. Change is coming, winter will end. Yeah, that's kind of what I see. It's like we've reached the end of winter here shortly, and the new cycle will begin, right? Gwen says we all dance in the orbit as a whole, flow with it. Yeah, I really love the candle in this card. I think it's such a standout, beautiful element. No, I'm okay. I'm okay, Robin. We're going to get through this, but you'll see I am moving a little bit faster today, so we'll probably be closer to our hour mark. By seeing the end of winter is close. A candle in memory of my mom, and had to fetch the vicar to relight. Oh, wow. That was quite a cliffhanger, Wendy. Quite an end to that. Oh, let's see. By seeing the rotation of the planets and knowing winter will end. Gracia, the earth keeps moving around the sun and soon spring will be here. Yes. Maharet says, burn it down with that candle, but that may be my feeling cold speaking, right? We all just want to get warm. And realize the planets keep moving and the likewise seasons will change. Yes, absolutely. All right. I think we all get how that maybe can answer our question. We just have to remember that the seasonal change will come for sure. Okay. So that was the slow tarot. All right. Next deck, randomly chosen. Elena says, if you stop and think and allow yourself to absorb outside world, you see how majestic and beautiful it is. That's very true. Like really just appreciating it at whatever point in time we're at. All right, so we also have the Crow Tarot this week. So I'll be interested to see how the world looks in this particular deck. So much easier to find it right at the beginning, the major arcana. Okay. I think a lot of this is going to look pretty familiar. The world keeps turning no matter what happens to you. There's so much going on outside our world. Yes. Yeah, I think these are, it's so funny. You can really, the tarot knows how to answer. Okay, so here is our Crow Tarot world. All right, I'm going to see if I can pull it up so you guys can see everything going on the card. There we go. That give you a good look there? Anything in particular? Jilly has her dreaming way, noting that it has a different take. You'll have to post that in the Facebook group for us, Jilly. We have some people that love the crow. Yeah, Leo the lion certainly stands out. So this I recognize as Scorpio. And then we have our bull up here now. And then what the heck is that up in the corner? Can I even see that? Sometimes I have to look in the camera. What is that in the other corner? Can we see what's... What is that? I don't know what's over here. Oh, is that a human? Is it really? I don't know why I can't see a human in that, but I'll look at this back again and be like, oh, there it is. The human in the top right corner is star or temperance. Infinity symbol at the top and the bottom. Yeah, and this time we see the whole symbol. We don't see it wrapping behind the wreath, right? The crayfish. Oh, the crayfish, that's more, is that more for water then? No, that was the human, right? No. Oh, Jen. Clearly I'm not meant to lead this today. The water bearer, water flowing. King of your domain, and instantly gets that hit from this card. Pouring water from a jug. There it is. Okay, I see that. Aquarius lady. It's an angel statue. Aquarius. Crow is not a good omen. One crow is not a good omen? Let's see. Different elements and red ribbons, Gwen's noting. Yeah, a lot of people are seeing the woman with the vase pouring out the water. Sorry, I just... my brain today. All right. Crayfish like the moon card. Yeah, that's what that makes me think of for sure. So the infinity symbols wrapping the wreath of success is held up. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate that. And hi, by the way. All right, the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. Yep, those are back here. The book says the crow is surrounded by Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, which I think is what everybody came up with. Yep, Gracia said that. It's a scorpion, not a crayfish. Okay, so that's, it does look like the crayfish, but, so we got the tail. They really look similar, don't they, a scorpion and a crayfish? That's really interesting. Yes, there is a crown above the crow. That's one of the first things that I noticed when looking at this card, really indicating that level of success to me, for sure. I don't know. Do I have the book? I do have the book. We could find out for sure. Scorpion or crayfish? Let's see what it says. So we have let's see if it says. It doesn't say. We're stuck guessing. It does confirm Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius for sure. Yep, doesn't really help us out further than that. Heavens, till I drew close up, you thought the bottom left showed a man with a beard. Oh, the lion. See, so this is my problem up here. I can't fully see the woman, but I can see the jug pouring the water. A crayfish has a lobster tail. Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, so our third question was, what advice do we need to hear for the leap year, for this leap year? So what do we think this world card, or the world card in general, advises us with regard to the leap year? Anything in particular or special jump out at you? Let's see. So Robin says, I'm curious about the crow sort of flying away from or rejecting the crown. Do you think, I guess you could see it that way. I guess I just sort of saw him flapping his wings under the crown. So if we look at, yeah, crayfish don't have poison stingers. That's true. The crow is looking backward, right? So looking, we have in our original, we also have a little bit of that, her looking over her shoulder, maybe looking back at the journey that has passed, right? Celebrate our successes, says Aquarius Owl. We have more time to enjoy life, says Diane. I wish the Crow Tarot was actually the movie graphic novel, The Crow. Oh, that would be interesting. He's not wearing the crown, but like the figure stepping out of the circle, the crow spreading its wings and flying out of the circle. Oh, yeah, that's true. That does kind of give off that impression, doesn't it? Wendy, take this opportunity to leap into something new. Don't forget the lessons learned to leap into the new cycle, says Hilda. The crow looks joyful. It's dancing. Yeah, definitely, I definitely still get the celebratory vibe from this card for sure. So, I really like that idea of, as the year progresses, celebrating our successes, recognizing the things that we've accomplished, and, and even if the cycle has to end and it has to bring a new beginning, appreciating that and looking forward to that next journey that we're going to take, right? So that's our Crow Tarot. You feel free, as I draw the next card, to give us any other ideas that you think of. So I have one one deck that I think is going to be super challenging, and one that I think will be not so challenging. I'm going to start with the not so challenging and leave the really tricky one for last, because that'll be fun. No dropsies yet. Oh, now you jinxed me, Gwen. Don't forget the lessons learned to leap into new cycle. Ooh, I like that. Take this opportunity to leap into something new. Okay. The wreath is definitely celebratory, celebrating the leap year, Valentine's Day, the new year ahead. We've got lots to celebrate, lots. If we really look, we always have, I think, so much we can look at and really appreciate about what we've done and how far we've come. All right, this one is the Ancestral Path Tarot. So this is the larger US Games printing edition. I think this deck is really beautiful. Okay, let's bring on, ooh, that Judgment card is spectacular. Oh, there may not be a whole ton to talk about this card. This one's pretty literal. This one's pretty literal. The world. Yep. Yeah, my dropsies, I like to think, they send people off for good luck. So this card is very literal with its take on the world. I'm going to pull out the book too on this one. See if it brings any. Yep, that's the world. Beautiful and peaceful, says Emma. Right? I mean, can you imagine like really getting that view like the astronauts do? Hilda says it seems lonely compared to the others. This is the Ancestral Path Tarot by Julia Kusha-Watts. I'm not quite sure how to say that. Aquarius L says the world out there is the vast dark universe. You are the world, says Hilda. Seeing the world from a different perspective. Yes, Wendy, I like that. White Tree Tarot says it makes it look small and fragile. Elle says it looks quiet. Let's see what we see here in the deck. This card says cosmos to me, says Michelle. It feels all-encompassing, says Kiana. Let's see. So here's what they say, what she says in the book here. Ecological and or global issues. Perfection, recognition, fulfillment, completion, success, and achievement. Rewards reaped from hard work. Long-term goals accomplished. Can also indicate lack of a global perspective. Tunnel vision, inability to see the forest for the trees. So kind of looking at those reversed and challenge meanings that we'll talk about a little bit more. A hanged man world, says Elle. Yes. The big blue marble. Seems easier to meditate on this image since it's so simple. Yeah, I feel like even though it looks simple up front, you can really get drawn into it. Anne says, love and emotions dominate the world. So many seas and water. We are in this together. Respect to the earth and your neighbors, human or animal. Earlier we were talking about, us or the universe being inside of us, or us being in, and looking at kind of a more individualistic view. But I think this really kind of says, look at it from the big, broader perspective. Emma says, we all live on that lovely little planet and we are all interconnected. Yeah, we are in this together. Respect the earth and your neighbors, human or animal. Robin says, we know from images from space that our world in its cloud covering shows us a world of constant change, energy, and motion. Gwen gets a silence vibe. This is the Ancestral Path Tarot, Kiana. So here's a cover card from that. White Tree Tarot says, it always gets me a bit emotional, sentimental seeing our planet from a distance. We are so small in the universe, right? So it kind of brings a little bit back of this, although this seemed, in a way, even though our world was even smaller in this one and we weren't fully focused on this, I feel like this even brings our attention more to that fact. So our fourth question is, how can we best oh, I love this. I love this. I can't even finish it. I'm so excited. Okay. How can we best approach family issues this week? You know, and immediately what jumps to mind for me, especially the way you guys are all interpreting this card, is it's remember the bigger picture. Don't get so caught up in the small stuff that you lose sight of that interconnectedness and the fact that, you know, we're all just part of something much bigger than ourselves. We're all in this together, says Aquarius Owl. It's nice seeing some ice on our planet. That's true, Owl. At least it all hasn't melted away. And we are just one small floating bubble in the universe. Frankly, Joe says, I love this for my question. Step back and take a wider view. Yes, yes, yes. Try to see others' perspectives, says Gwen. And Heather, too, same thing. Remember that your current perspective is not the only or right one. There are so many different ways that things can be seen. Excuse me. Yeah, I love that. I think it just almost screams the answer to that question, doesn't it? Grinnell says, turning each day blue and green and swirls of white. Roll with it, says Robin. Are you seeing a marble? Are you seeing a marble in this picture, Robin? The great big marble in the sky. Or I guess that we're on. We're as big as the world, yet small as a molecule, L. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's easy to lose perspective, isn't it? And this kind of puts things right back into perspective. All right, we're going to move on to this next, our last and final card. I love the answers to that question with this deck, though. It's fantastic. All right, our last one is a bit more of a, I would say, kind of an abstract deck. And this is from the Dark Days Tarot. And I have no idea. I just looked at this deck last night for the first time, finally. Bassett said, we all live on the same planet. We all try our best. We deserve love and happiness and joy. 80% emotion like the world is 80% water. That's true. Okay. All right, this is pretty cool. Okay, hopefully you can see it well. All right, so this is the Dark Days Tarot. This is square deck for those of you who haven't seen it. And it's black and white, and it's also glossy, but I'm going to try and make it so you can see it. It's like that mermaid character is holding on to the whole world. What do you think? Our world is everything to us, says Robin. Okay. Oh, there. I'm keeping the shine off that pretty good. She's Atlas. Yeah, holding up that whole world, right? It looks like she's doing some sort of Pilates exercise with the earth. You've got the whole world in your hands. Who wants to start singing that right now? Hi, Essence 818. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is really pretty, and I like this sort of sun where the rays of the sun end in birds. Come on, focus for me. Come on, focus. You know you want it. There you go. So I get the tip of each ray of the sun, and then we have all these moons in these different phases, like every single moon phase, which I think is really cool. The sun will shine tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. Our feelings rule our world. Elle's drawn a blank with this card. Maybe this is why this deck left your collection now. You know, I like embracing. That's the word that comes to mind. Like embracing the world, embracing everything, you know, day and night and the world itself. Yeah, there are some flowers floating around. There we go. Couple little, they look like, those ones do look like sunflowers, don't they? The only kind of flower I would even try to venture a guess at. Yep, so now the sun will come out tomorrow, stuck in Wendy's head. We're very good at earworms around here. All right, so our fifth question So if you guys want to think of anything else that you sort of notice in this card, you are welcome to bring that forward. Brenda says, I find this card disturbing. Seems like she's holding up the world and that's too much pressure. That's a good point. It could look like it's knocking her down, right? She's like, oof, right? She just caught the world in her hands. Kind of heavy. I do need some hot vegetables. Yes. Actually, I have Thai food, and Thai food is my comfort food, so that'll work too. The elements are still here. Your inner and outer world, self and other, become a single entity. Enlightenment. Yes, Gracia, I love that. Now, here's a really, I think this card was perfectly suited to answer our next question. How can I care for myself? And I'm going to just take liberty of giving you my first impression is it's like I can care for myself by not taking on the weight of the entire world. That's the first thing that comes to mind seeing this card. Oh, yes, we need songs this week, Heather. No pressure. No pressure. All the pressure. We're referring to in the Facebook group, Heather in our first couple of play dates posted a song that reminded her of the card of the week. And we're trying to bring that back to life because it was a really fun thing to do in the Facebook group. See, oh, thank you for, for understanding my interpretation. Oh, hi, Stephen. It reminds me of an otter with a clam on its stomach, ready to start banging on it with a rock to get the meat inside. Yeah, tell Heather you want a song for the week. This is the Dark Days Tarot, Julie. So this is, oops, my book just fell on the ground, which is probably going to have the author. It's by Ren McMurdo. This is the box. It's an independent deck. And Elle actually brought this into her collection, and she didn't really vibe with it. So she sent it to me to give it a try and see if I could give it a loving home. All right, anybody else have any other interpretations for how can I care for myself this week, I would assume? That was Michelle's question. I don't know. Oh, you're here. So that's a good interpretation. So good. I'm glad that helps answer your question. Excuse me. Bastet says, feel the love in the world and take it in. Gwen says, it makes me want to embrace my feminine and masculine this week. I love that. And we talked about that being, with the original interpretation of the RWS and that androgyny that comes into that. Okay, maintain balance in my emotions, says Wendy. Yes. And again, recognize your accomplishments, recognize what you've done, and don't be afraid to celebrate them. Okay. So we had a really great variety of cards this week. Let's bring back our original world, our RWS, and let's talk about when this card is in a reversed position. If you don't read reversals, when it's in a spread that's in a challenged or blocked position, how would you interpret the world reversed, blocked, etc.? And don't be buried under the weight of the world. Grin didn't like the Dark Days Tarot. Yeah, there were grays, not just black and white in this deck. Yeah, immediately we see the Hanged Man in reverse, right? I mean, right there with the legs, taking on that new perspective. Aquarius Owl, you are not seeing the big picture. Michelle, finding joy in a selfish way, maybe being too self-centered and not taking the universe of the world into account. Yeah, I don't know what I think yet about the Dark Days. I really haven't played with it a lot. That's really the first card I've focused on so far. Gwen, you may be refusing to end a cycle that is complete. Step back and look at the big picture for new perspective, says Hilda. Kiana, not feeling deserving of success, not feeling ready for success, failure, incomplete. Yes, definitely looks like the Hangman, so maybe chill out and take a different perspective. Wendy, project not completed satisfactorily, so don't get a sense of achievement. I lost everybody with the Dark Days Tarot. Well, not everybody. Some folks. Oh, welcome back, Morella. I saw you in the beginning. Hilda says surrender. Julia, we're not doing readings, Morella. We're just studying cards together. Let's see. Stagnation, says Gwen. Michelle, reaching the end of a cycle but still incomplete. Nothing for reverse. L. Usually you see like the literal. Oh, I got really pixelated there for a second. Stephen, the world has mastered you in the reverse position rather than maybe you mastering the world. Is that kind of how I might finish that sentence? Not having a unified self, says Kiana. Fathom 5. Oh, hi. Completion does not equal perfection, right? That's true. I think I said this recently, but my boss has this slogan. She heard it somewhere, and I can't remember where she said she heard it. But sometimes done is better than perfect, right? Or perfect is the enemy of done. You know, completion sometimes is what matters more than the perfection that we think we need to find. Solve problems with a different point of view, says Groom. Life is what you make it. Try to be internally happy. Okay, good, Stephen. I was on the right track there. Not learning the lessons, says Gwen. Falling through a hole in the sky. Yeah, right? Literally. There we go. Free fall. Let's see. Or the world has overwhelmed us. A joyful end to a period of darkness, says Michelle. Let fire and earth be in focus. Oh, because they're at the top. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, that was pretty awesome, you guys. I really appreciate you. Feel free to keep them coming in. I'm going to grab our activities for the week after a quick little nose dab. And then I will stop subjecting you to my cold voice. Okay, so in our tarot playbook, so for those of you who might be new, ignoring your masculine and your feminine side. Oh, you guys keep still having stuff coming in for the reversals. Living in a false sense of reality, being held consumed by our idea of the way the world is. Purple Sash, Spirit, Religion. Bye, Wendy. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So if you are participating and you have the tarot playbook, there is an activity associated with each card in the tarot. And we have found that it doesn't always jive exactly with the theme of the card, but it does drive an activity. So this is on page 50. And if you want to do this and post your results on Instagram or in the Facebook group, that is awesome because I love to see them even when I'm not doing the homework myself. This one's called Through the Peephole. Let's see. And this is a way to kind of, again, bond with your deck, not just a particular card. So this is basically saying you're going to create a peephole to look through your cards. So you basically take a really pinhole view and look at your cards through this thing. So you're going to craft a little peephole, which is kind of cute. For those of you who don't have the playbook or don't think that activity sounds interesting, or both, we do have alternate activities that you might want to take on. I will read it and then probably have a coughing fit, but I will read it and then I will also post it in the description box below this video when it uploads, and I will also put it in the Facebook group. I know, not creepy at all, right? I suppose it depends on where you choose to focus. So this week, our alternate activity for the world is, let's see here, visualizing success. This is a visualization exercise. Set a goal that you currently have in your mind that is not yet complete. Now imagine that it has been a long, hard road, but you have finally made it. You have completed your goal. Pick your theme song that you would like to hear played at your imagined celebration party when you reach your current goal, whatever that might be. As you play your theme song, go through the cards in your deck one by one until you find the one that resonates and reminds you of your theme song. Reflect on that card and visualize your success. Enjoy this feeling and let yourself feel the motivation to continue on your path to completion. So that's our alternative activity for the week. If you don't want to do, or if you want to do double the homework, you can do that too. Let's see. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but hopefully there's something. No, I've started something with the peephole. What did I do? Yeah, Groon is like peep through a shadow box like a solar eclipse. Yes, yes, that's the kind of peephole I mean, I think. All right. Anyway, that's been it. Thanks so much for bearing with me and my cold voice and my runny nose and my coughing. Hopefully next week it will be much, much better. Oh, Brenda's got a perfect song. Hey, share your theme songs in the play date because that would be awesome. Let's see. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the healing thoughts and well wishes. I will be good. I'm gonna beat this cold. I'm telling you. You guys were amazing today, as always, and I look forward to seeing you next week. So next week is Tarot Play Date number 12. We're making our way through this deck, folks. All right, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm sending you much love, but I'll send it from afar so you don't catch my cold. All right. Bye, everyone.